What's going on, everybody? Okay, Fleming Jones here from ScrewUp TV. We have the crew, and this is our spoiler Joker review. I'm Fleming Jones. Let's go ahead and introduce our lovely panel. Starting over here, we have.
Hey, what's up? It's my name's John, and I usually film these.
There we go. And across the table we have.
Hey, what's up? My name is not John. I'm Melanie.
There you go.
With ScrewUp and Mean Bean.
There we go. Yeah, ScrewUp and Mean Bean. Okay. And we are here to talk about the new Joker movie. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
So first of all, this is a spoiler video. We're going to give away detailed spoilers about the movie. So if you have not seen the movie, go ahead and click off now. Come back when you have. If you have seen the movie, go ahead and comment down and discuss with us. Tell us what did you think about the movie. Did you agree with us? Did you have different thoughts than we did? We'd love to hear your opinion. Okay, guys.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So Joker. First of all, I think I really liked the movie.
Agreed.
Really enjoyed the movie. So even from the trailers, I could tell it was a character piece, you know? I know somebody who I talked to who came out in the movie who was like, yeah, man, there wasn't like a lot of action in there. And half of me is thinking, what trailers were you watching where you thought there was going to be a lot of action in this movie? So I mean, it was a character study, and man, from the first 20-25 seconds of this movie, you can tell that my man Joaquin is in there and just gives a masterclass performance. So yeah, overall, I was a huge fan of the movie. Where are you guys at?
I totally agree. Like I thought it was thematically beautiful, like the shots and everything that they decided. And I mean, there was kind of limits on when you could take a breath because, you know, the tension on some of the thematic choices were pretty big. I was kind of on the edge of my seat like the entire film.
Yeah. One thing I definitely enjoyed was you just never saw anything coming.
Exactly.
You kept guessing.
Well, I was going to say, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time because I was afraid, like I totally forgot about like the Joker like controversy and stuff. And we were supposed to see it, me and Alex were supposed to see it with them at like 11:30 in the morning and stuff, but we didn't. And we went to a 10:45 p.m. showing at this theater where there's like literally been a shooting before. So I realized that when we were in the theater and I was like, oh my God. And so like partway through the movie, I like leaned down like this because I was like, gotta protect my head just in case shit goes down.
Just in case shit goes down.
So I like had an awkward kink in my back the whole time. That was kind of distracting from the movie a little bit because like whenever somebody was walking down the aisle just with popcorn, the whole thing was fine.
You're just nervous about a killer.
Yeah.
Coming in.
You know.
Fight or flight.
But like the other thing is they didn't check my bag when I came in.
Oh.
Like I'm serious.
Yeah.
You know that hammer that I got?
Yeah.
For the studio? I had my hammer.
She was going full Harley Quinn on him. She's like, bashing people's eyes in.
Not because I wanted to like attack somebody or anything.
No,
it was a defense mechanism.
It was like it was missing a part, so I was going to return it, and then I just forgot.
Yeah.
So it's I mean it's good they didn't check. I was torn on if I wanted them to have or not.
Yeah. You could have been like a real badass being carried away from the theater with a tiny hammer. Yeah. So I mean.
No, but I liked it. It was super weird. I think it's a really interesting study into the human psyche in general.
Yeah,
the darkness in everybody.
Yeah, let's
like, what do you do when you have a hand that bad? Like, obviously, you're not supposed to kill people.
Right. Yeah. You're definitely not supposed to. But I mean, you look at it, and then what this movie did a really good job was making you see how this happened to him. You saw what happened, and then what's crazy, like getting into it, like not only did we see what happened to him, but you realize his whole life was fucked up. Like you hear the story when they talk about like him being tied to a radiator and being beaten up and everything. You know, like this.
It was a unique perspective because they're making you kind of have sympathy for this character who you shouldn't have sympathy for. Mm-hmm. You know, so definitely.
And honestly, I feel like this was a true super villain movie, where most villain movies end up making the villain a hero. Like Maleficent kind of like made her like a tragic hero, Venom kind of anti-hero, but this one is like, oh no, this is the bad guy. This is the bad guy.
His first, the first people he shot, I think that would have been self-defense, but the third guy he chased down, that was when it was starting.
Because
that's when he crossed over.
You realize that that was like the most control over himself I think he ever felt, and then he chased after it when there felt that power again. He's like, it feels good getting back at the people who I wanted to model. I mean the whole is twisted. I think this movie made, at least for me, did a really good job of making me question myself for understanding him. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, should I feel like these guys? They're kind of pricks. These guys are kind of like assholes, But
I thought they were assholes, but they didn't deserve to die.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I would have killed them.
It wasn't like,
make that clear.
Just make that clear.
Unless they took your cane.
They took my cane, and it's a different story.
I don't
take
think
the cap off the cane and then just.
Yeah.
All right, cane. All right, penguin.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, I don't think the first kill was intentional. I think just the way the gun was directed, it ended up blowing the guy's brains out.
Man.
And it just turned into that.
Yeah.
So many gruesome.
Shots. Yeah. So, okay, this movie is so fucking crazy. It gets, and listen. I would love to have his journal just to see all the screwed up things that were in that thing. They were like filleted bodies and nude pictures and just like he would have these quotes on there, right? Like the one that I was like, that's crazy. Where it said the thing with mental illness is people expect you to act like you don't have it.
Yeah.
I was like,
that was very profound.
Yeah. And it's almost like he knows he has a mental problem. He's understanding that
a lot of mental problems.
He has a lot of mental problems. Oh man, it's just like a weird, and then the whole the whole Zazie Beetz thing was like the whole love relationship, how she wasn't there, it was all in his head.
I know. I didn't see that. I should have figured it out, but I didn't until the reveal.
And that's the brilliance, I think, of Todd Phillips, where he sprinkled her in there here and there.
Yeah.
They didn't overdo it. There were definitely times I'm like, man, he backed a nice one. How did he do that? How did he do that?
I was like, maybe she'll be Harley Quinn someday or something.
Yeah, no.
And I didn't make the connection that he was off his medication.
He was exactly. And that was another thing, because they were like, you're on 7 different medications. Are they working? He's like, apparently they were. They're keeping that maniac at bay.
Yeah. And what he said when he said, I'm off my medicine, I feel better now.
Yeah.
It's something so many people with those problems say.
Exactly.
And it's another thing, I feel like in our culture today, people are over medicated. Kind of controversial.
That's okay.
But people with mental illnesses and everything were treated so bad for so long.
For sure.
So people are trying to overcorrect so much, I think.
Yeah.
That you forget that just because it's not their fault doesn't mean they're not dangerous.
Exactly. Yeah.
So many people in my family with really messed up diseases.
Yeah.
They when they're off their medication, this one guy in my family, he stabbed his wife in the hand.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. People, and it's like a taboo subject in our culture, where we don't like to talk about mentally ill, because it's something I don't think we understand. It makes us uncomfortable. We don't understand.
Yeah.
I can't imagine myself going in a life like that where I'm.
And they totally touched on that in that scene when he's trying to get the file about his mother. Do people come here, voluntarily, or are they kind of forced here? I did some bad things. Did they do bad things? Stuff like that. And you kind of see that whole turn in the mindset of that guy. He's like, I want to help this guy out, but then he's like, oh crap, he's another crazy.
This guy is nuts.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff. So let's talk about this. The one thing where I can see a huge divide on in the Batman fandom is the relation to Joker and Thomas Wayne. Now Joker might be his half brother. You know what I mean? Bruce Wayne's, and so like, cause that.
But seeing the file, I guess it could be that they faked the adoption papers. Like that still is possible. But
this opens up a lot of more. Like,
so they kind of went back and forth with it, but I think the last clue, the last thing I remember seeing was when Arthur Joker, I forgot what scene he was either in the dressing room or it was after he killed his mom, which was a terrifying scene.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was after he killed his mom, and then he was going through her stuff and saw like he saw a picture of his mom, and on the back it said like "Forever's yours, Tommy," like TW.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and so like I'm like,
like chills.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like I saw, I think it's Thomas Wayne, and this movie brought a whole different side of Thomas Wayne that we've never seen. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I definitely gotta watch it again.
He punched him in the face so hard.
Yeah, he decked him.
And then again, like you also think people are gonna bring up, like the whole dynamic with Joker caused Bruce Wayne's parents to die and all that. It doesn't fill out, but I mean, in a way, it did kind of make sense.
It made sense for me. I loved it because it was one of those things when I first saw they're taking this route with it, I was like, do I like this? And I'm just gonna let the story play out, and I think I like it because one. You've always had the I don't know the story, but like the dichotomy between Batman and Joker, where one created the other. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it's almost until now, Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, is now living a life that maybe Joker thought he could have lived had his father stayed in his life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Bruce remembers that the night that the Joker's antics killed his parents, and so like turned him into Batman. You know what I mean? And so like I thought that was although I was like, are we gonna see the pearls again? We're out there, the pearls. Okay, we saw it. Okay, sure. But I liked it. I mean, because it adds so much more to that relationship. Yeah. And they're like, oh man, I can't believe that. I mean, from the comics that I've seen and read, which I haven't read all of them, but I can't believe I haven't seen another storyteller do that, like make them half brothers. It adds so many layers to relationships and adds relationships to like. Maybe this is also why he can't kill the Joker, because he knows that his family caused it. You know what I mean? So there's some.
This was definitely a brilliant, work of thought process behind that. Pinning those two characters together, knowing what they would become is like his arch nemesis. But Batman never kills. He and just can't ever understand it. Now, when you look in, the comic adaptations of movies and stuff like that, even in The Killing Joke, they meet and. It was just kind of like a anticlimactic thing,
Yeah, I mean, they have easily one of the most interesting relationships, I think, in the comic book world.
Joker doesn't feel, he has a means of living without Batman, and they show that even in the Heath Ledger Batman, he's like, it's no fun, So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, Joker's such an interesting character. There's no reason why, or there's definitely a reason why most people who played him always get Oscar buzz, because it's just an interesting character for an actor to tackle. One of my favorite scenes, I think, in this movie was one of the ones where you're like, oh, he's the Joker now. And it's when his old co-worker comes back to his apartment with the little midget guy.
That was great.
That scene was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. So gross.
That was gross. Yeah, it was. It was intense.
That was one of the few gory scenes in that film, though. I mean, there wasn't as much,
There were a lot of gory scenes. There were a lot of head splatters all over the place.
Maybe max 3 or 4, but from what I remember.
There were the guys in the subway.
Yep.
There was a guy in the apartment, which was awesome. Like, cause he had, oh man, it's cause he had like half the makeup. He had like just a white face.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was
like
so
even
creepy.
transitional.
Yeah,
even eating that paint, you know.
Because that was like the first, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Really.
And what about when like the little dude couldn't get to the? Oh my god.
It was really fun.
It was hilarious.
Everybody
It was hilarious.
But it also showed his humanity side because he's like, you were always, you know, nice to me. So, you know,
He was just on the head.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a joke. Like that whole scene was like
exactly.
that whole scene was the Joker to me. You know, because like even so, one thing I love about it because like even if you look at like the Joker or the Heath Ledger movie or whatever, Joker's always like. What's crazy about him is he's always dancing on the brink of death and doesn't care.
His dance scenes were so awesome.
Well, that too, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you meant metaphorically.
Metaphorically. Yeah, no.
After I said that.
But like, so like, you know how like in The Dark Knight when Harvey Dent Two-Face is in the bed and he pulls a gun to him like, yeah, you gotta do it. I'm like, man, what if he can literally Two-Face all he has to do is shoot and Joker's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so in this movie, he was doing so many things. He would kill people, just like sit there and wait for something to happen, then move on to like the next thing. Like he does not care. He's literally living in this moment. He's living his life as it's a dream, like a comedy. I don't know. And then
that line alone, I decided, you know, my life's not a tragedy; it's a comedy. You know, so there you go. He has a whole different outlook on.
So like they introduced like the condition of the laugh.
That was awesome.
So yeah, Alex he has so many good things to say. I wish he was here. But like, did he actually have it? Because he got to that point where he was like, I'm tired of pretending that it's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
So was he just like, did he actually have the condition?
I don't know. That's another thing I think I liked about it was the condition and that the laughing was like hurting him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is clearly in pain. So, because I remember, like right after my accident, I was all stitched up, and I would beg people, please don't make me laugh.
Yeah.
Don't make me laugh. Don't make me do anything. It's gonna hurt. And because you're just contracting a muscle, and I'm sure if you laugh, I mean, if you hiccup too much, it hurts. You know. So like that, I think he had a condition. I think he does have that condition. It's and even that one scene from the trailer where he's walking down the hallway, he's like and he goes straight face. That scene weird. Played so well because he was
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the blood smile. That was awesome.
So freaking creepy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was really cool though. Yeah, there was also do I interrupting you?
No, you go.
Okay. Another thing that Alex and I were talking about was like the beautiful gore.
Yeah.
They made everything that was so disgusting look beautiful cinematically.
Yeah,
So
it was really good.
And like especially in that scene, they did like this flip of imagery and symbolism or whatever, I don't know, film terms. But like after he murdered his mom, he went and stood like just like bathed in light in the window.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
It's like twisted like
freedom. And that was like the birth of Joker. You know, I feel
and who was it, or which scene was it when he started? Oh yeah, it was at the very end, you know, where they were trying to figure him out or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't see him kill the doctor, but at the very end you see the bloody footprints.
Yeah, that's very
the orderly chasing him down. Yeah. So I mean,
it's inferred.
Yeah, exactly. They
that's
did
also
a really
the same with
job
Zazie Beetz. Like, did he kill him? You don't know. You kind of see like the sirens.
Zazie?
That's the actress' name.
The love interest.
Sorry.
I thought he was Sophie.
That's the actress's name. Sorry.
She's a great actress.
No, she's awesome.
She's so pretty.
She played Domino in Deadpool.
Yeah.
But
you don't know.
You don't know.
Alex and I don't think that he did.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe you're a kid.
I don't know.
She would have been screaming though.
First of all,
I don't know.
The scene and the way it was shot when he was walking down the hallway to her house, like rain drip. It was like a lower angle. I mean, just menacing. You just saw that, and just the reveal of, because they don't come out and say it. Like they reveal it with, "You're that guy I saw from the other day," or I'm like, wow, she really doesn't. Yeah. Oh man, this is intense.
Like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Oh man.
Which really goes into how he anytime he felt happy was just a delusion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's definitely. Then when he shot Robert De Niro in the head,
That was so gross.
that was
like
good.
you were half expecting it, but you were also half expecting him to go through with like
to blow his own head off,
to blow off his own. Yeah, but
when do you think he made that choice to not kill himself?
I didn't think he was going to, just because he would be in more movies.
Well, that just kind of defeats the whole purpose. But the only way that they would have gone that route is kind of the similar way to the series of Gotham, where they had like that Jerome character be like the, you know, incentive to like create that, you know, mindset.
I never saw Gotham, but I do know the Jerome character. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it.
Hold on a second. Brenton, did you see the Joker yet?
What?
Joker? We're saying like so many spoilers right now.
Yeah.
Do you have a key to the other thing, like the other studio? Okay. Just don't want to ruin it for him.
Yeah, true. Joker dies at the end. No, I love this movie. Joaquin Phoenix. I can't say enough of his acting abilities.
He did a really good job.
And the great
his
thing,
body was so grotesque.
It was disgusting.
Oh God,
It was disgusting.
It was horrible.
disgusting. Like his rib cage was sticking out.
his like shoulder blade and everything.
I was gonna say, like, my one thing that sticks out to me is like, okay, if he's that skinny, and he's not eating, how does he keep like attacking these people and killing them, and like able to take the files from that huge black guy at the
just rage?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Alex said maybe it was like, because he's like sciencey. He said it was like so much cortisol that you get like that extra strength or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Todd Phillips just been like, I don't care. He takes it. Just do what I say. He takes the papers. No.
And the great thing about this character too is, you know, some people are like, you know, like you can't follow a film or movie or anything because it gives Joker an origin story. Well, that's the great thing about this movie is that character itself. You know, you can go any avenue you want to create that character. You know, you've seen it, and this one worked out. You know, we saw. They wanted us to see, you know, a totally like different dynamic of, like you said, like a anti-hero character. Like this was a villain merely, but what drove him to that villainy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the movie. I think Joaquin. I think Todd Phillips. I think everybody, because again, he was in about every frame of this movie. From the first 30 seconds where he's looking in the mirror, doing the faces, and he's crying. You're just like, this guy is in constant pain, and you just see his slow breakdown throughout the whole movie, and the whole movie you're just waiting for when is he going to snap. And he did say a line from The Killing Joke, or reference The Killing Joke when in that apartment scene where Zazie Beetz or Sophie comes in and sees him, she says something. He's just like, I've just had a really bad day, and that's like The Killing Joke. You know, all it takes is somebody having just a really bad day. It just takes one bad day to make that person snap, and that's what it was. And he was so free at the end and happy, even when the orderlies were chasing him around the hall and I think killed a lady.
I like really loved how he came into his like, he became the Joker like on accident. It was so fascinating.
Yeah.
Is it like that in The Killing Joke, or like
Killing Joke? No, Killing Joke is no. His whole thing is being the Red Hood. He was like a gangster Red Hood, and then during a robbery gone bad, he fell into like a vat, you know, and messed him up, turned into the Joker.
That's kind of what was tagged in the early Batman movies with
the Jack Nicholson. And honestly, guys, I mean, the thing is, I've read comics my entire life. There's millions and millions of different universes and timelines out there. you gotta look at these movies as just a separate universe that has its own separate rules. Their characters act different. That's just how it is. If you've seen Into the Spider-Verse, in one Spider-Verse, one verse, Spider-Man's a man, and the other one he's a pig, and the other one he's a woman. It's just how things work. All right, this is a movie universe. It's not gonna be like the comics. They have liberty. You don't want artists to always be bound to certain things. We want people to be able to create and expand upon. And I think it's because of people being stuck to such like a certain way, or being afraid to tackle such things, is why we've never had this version of the Joker before being related to Bruce Wayne. We've never had this version of Thomas Wayne before. Gotham seemed like a character in this movie, you know, like the city had. Okay, I guess we can gush all day.
It's a good exposition story to, you know, the one Batman story we all know and love, you know, and why Gotham was put in this, you know, it's been going on even before, you know, the Waynes. It's almost like
an urban legend. Like, you know how urban legends like they change sometimes. So like the Jack Nicholson one, you know, it's the Joker himself who shoots him, you know what I mean? But I know that's not how it really happened. How it really happened is Joker wasn't one. It was a whole crazy thing going on, and a whole bunch of people with Joker masks came out. You know what I mean? And so I just love that they left an air of mystery to it.
Before we finish up, we got to talk about the stuff that people really want to hear. The controversy.
The
controversial aspect.
Okay, yeah.
So what do you guys think about that? People were talking about how this movie shouldn't have been made, and people shouldn't see it because it might inspire shootings and stuff.
There was even a news story today about, you know, a guy in New York City, you know, who was like shouting out and like cheering every time the Joker killed someone or something like that. Put a lot, that's what I said, like put a lot of people on edge, and you know, people are like, don't see it, it's gonna incite violence and all that. And people gotta realize it's a fictional story, you know?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's stupid, to be completely blunt. I think it's dumb. If you think Joker shouldn't have been made, then shut up. Don't watch the movie. Don't watch the movie. Yeah. Kill Bill didn't inspire a whole bunch of females to go out there and killing people. John Wick has 3 movies. There wasn't a surge in people going out with 2 guns and blasting people. Shut up. One idiot did something one time, and we can't live in fear. Go watch the movie.
I think you can't stop talking about difficult things and exploring difficult topics just because you're afraid of people going crazy. People are always going to go crazy. Yeah. And part of the movie is to understand that anybody could go crazy.
Yeah, anybody can go crazy.
Look at how many people were wearing the masks and all excited. That has happened so many times through history.
Exactly.
That's part of this art form too. It's an avenue to spark discussions like these, so that people, you know, it provides them a provocative thought, like, oh my gosh, you know, it might not have liked the violence in this, but some of the stuff they touched on, you know, hey, you know, they're shutting down treatment for, you know, these lower income people, you know, people who really need it.
They have really serious things to talk about, and boycotting a movie eliminates that conversation from happening.
There was a review on No Film School from somebody who did not even see the movie.
Oh. You see, people are stupid. If you don't watch the movie. Go watch Care Bears. All right. I don't know what you. Most movies have killings in them, because in real life people kill people, and I don't. Yeah, anybody who thinks that controversy is stupid. Nobody should not go see this movie because they think somebody's gonna go out.
The only other time that I've seen someone like radically act based off like a fictional book was The Catcher in the Rye, and with John Lennon, the guy who shot him. You know, he's like, I was inspired by this book.
So we're not writing any more books.
You know, so
it's dumb. There is controversy, but that's the culture we live in. People like to get mad about stupid things. They wouldn't have it. I feel like people talking about the controversy made more of it. You know, somebody was like, I'm going to decide that. The last time there was a movie that had a Joker in it that wasn't Jared Leto, because it's Jared Leto. You know, like I don't know. I feel very strongly about people being able to make what kind of art they want. art shouldn't be censored. If you want to censor it, close your eyes or walk out the room.
Shutting off the conversation and making it so where people feel like they can't even talk about it makes things worse anyway.
Yeah, you can't
agreed.
just keep shoving it under the bed. You have to, open it up and, have educated discussions about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry if you're one of those people who got mad at it. I don't even know why you're watching this review, but if you are, am I calling you stupid? I'm saying that it's a dumb choice. And how did you watch? What are you doing here? Get off! Get off! Get off! All right, just kidding. Go watch the rest of our stuff. We have stuff where we don't talk about controversy.
Yeah, it's complete, fun. You don't really worry about controversy.
Yeah, it's art, guys. Art's supposed to bring people together. Art makes people happy. Unless it doesn't, then just ignore it and find good art.
I will say too, my last thoughts on the movie, like everything from title sequence to closing credits was just beautifully shot. Like all those angles where you were making it feel, you were feeling with him, the setup scenes and everything like that. You get the sense of we're in this like abandoned all hope, who enter here type vibe.
Yeah. No, it definitely had a very dreary overtone to it.
Yeah.
Which I somehow twistedly dug a little bit.
I could hear you laughing from the front row.
Certain things that happen does make me laugh. Like the guy trying to get that lock. I'm like, that sucks for you. Like, did he do it on purpose? You don't know. Any last thoughts, Mel?
I really want to see some screenshots of the folder with his like mom's mental health record.
For sure.
Looks like you're gonna have to wait for the limited release Blu-ray.
Yeah. Some screenshots of his journal. And yeah, I'm excited to see more.
I did laugh a little bit at would my death make sense, and he spelled it as
I was gonna say some of his jokes weren't that bad.
Yeah.
They were too hard on him.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Robert De Niro's an asshole. So before we give our ratings, one question: how did this movie make you feel about the Joker by the end? Like the character, like, did you feel for him? Were you against him? Were you for Gotham? Were you
Honestly, I like films like these where they give you both sides. You can understand. Everybody has a side. We all grew up with Bruce is trying to bring order to Gotham. But what caused Gotham to go out of order to begin with. So I did. I mean, you can't help but feel for these characters. Not even knowing who this guy is. If you know nothing about the series, you just go in with a blind eye. You're like, holy crap, his pain turned him into this person.
Yeah.
I felt really sorry for him, obviously. Well, I guess not obviously. I did feel really bad for him. But I felt really bad for all kinds of terrible people that, like when you learn their backstory. But, just having things stacked against you doesn't absolve you of your sins.
No.
So I didn't think that he was... I didn't feel bad enough for him to think this was.
You wouldn't have worn a Joker mask.
No, definitely not.
There's definitely ways to make.
It is interesting though. Like it's hard because he didn't have access to medication. He was going to the person. He was trying to do that, and then when it got cut, it's like.
Yeah.
I don't know what
you don't even listen to me.
Yeah.
It's shit. Like his life just is a tragedy.
Yeah.
But it's a comedy.
It's a comedy now. Yeah. I agree. This movie did a really good job of letting you see how he became who he was. We're about to run out of space. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and give our final reviews. I'm going to go ahead and give this 2 hands. Go see it in theaters. All right, John?
Hands, yeah.
All righty.
I loved it.
All righty. No?
I'm going to say it wasn't like the best movie I've ever seen in my life, but 2 hands.
There we go.
It was really solid.
Go see the movie. Check it out. Todd Phillips, Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, Zazie Beetz, Robert De Niro. The whole gang is here, guys.
Robert De Niro was great in it, by the way. He was wonderful.
He was really good.
He was like a mix of Conan and I don't know.
He was good.
Colbert.
Good job.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's all the time for you guys. All the time we have for you guys today. Make sure you guys comment down what your thoughts about the movie were. Make sure you click that bell for notifications about all our content. Subscribe to our channel. And until next time, we are out of here.
Hey guys, Clement Jones here. Thanks for watching our stuff. Thanks for watching our channel. Make sure you follow us on all of our social medias at ScrewUp TV. Make sure you follow our YouTube channel and you click the notification bell. Make sure you click that so you get notified whenever we drop a new web series or sketch or anything, really, anything. Make sure you follow us on Patreon. Patreon.com/ScrewUp TV, where you can help support us and make us grow. Screw up!